So my name's Heather Young and I am the owner of Oh My Dogz daycare in Eccleston. And the weather is absolutely stunning, yeah. So obviously with the heat, it does cause problems for people like us that dog walk. We don't walk dogs in this heat at all. We just think it's not worth the risk. All the animals' welfare comes first at all times, so we don't do any dog walks in this type of heat. We wait until it cools down until about 20 degrees. So we do all our morning walks before like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, depending on the weather on the day. We have a massive indoor and outdoor area. To keep them entertained, we use the brain instead of physical exercise. So we would do like snuffle mat games, we would get licky mats which are frozen with different kinds of treats on them and entertain the dogs that way, newspaper balls, toilet rolls, and we just make our own games up as we go along. Plenty of water, yeah, so we've got 2 swimming pools, sprinkle mats, little paddling pools for the dogs, and they all absolutely love it. You don't need to do physical exercise with your dog, you can just do mental exercise. So 20 minutes of mental exercise is the equivalent of an hour's walk. So there's anything you can do at home. You can use tea towels, wrap them up, hide treats in them, hide the daily food in them. You don't need to go out and buy expensive toys to make sure that your dog isn't bored. There's all sorts of mind games. You can do training, so if you're working from home on your lunch, you can practice basic commands with your dog, like sit, roll over, teach them something new. There's loads of videos on YouTube that we watch to try and entertain our dogs. So we check the temperature every day, see what the forecast is. Sometimes there's a bit of a breeze which does make it a little bit nicer for the dogs, but even with this forecast recently, all dogs just need to be a lot calmer. We can't have them running around high energy in this heat. It's just not safe for any breed. Today, in general, I won't be walking my dogs personally till at least 9:30, 10 o'clock. So there's different ways you can tell. So the scruff of the neck will lift up if the dog's hydrated enough. If it's tight, then the dog's not hydrated. Wet nose, cold feet, cold ears, there's a different signs to see if your dog's hydrated or not. Over excessive panting, nose dripping with water drops, foam around the mouth are all signs, easy signs of if your dog is too hot. It's like kids, if they get overheated, they can get quite ratty and quite snappy. So if everyone maintains a cooler temperature, they'll all be happier. But yeah, it's exactly the same as kids getting overheated. They whinge, they cry, they get too hot, they get ratty.
Come on then, good boy. Good boy, this way, good boy.
Hi, so I'm Angel Dog Walker from Longridge at My Doggy Adventures, and just here to talk about walking your dogs in hot weather. So it's just common sense, and I've always owned dogs, so it helps with the job. And with it being 28 to 30 degrees, the concretes will get hot around late morning, 11, 12. So it's important to stay in the shade, or just get them in the car, take them to the park, let them off on the grass, stay in shade. The smart dogs will take themselves off in the shade. You keep them on the lead, they don't need to be running around all the time full pelt, because they don't know a limit. You kind of got to limit them yourself. Water to stop heat stroke. So dogs are in all day, every day. They need walking. So as long as you're taking the right precautions, it's better to have them out in the shade, having a little wander, having a little sniff. If they sniff for 15 minutes, that's like a half an hour walk. So sniffing is just as good as walking because it stimulates the brain. They're still having fun and they go home a little bit more mentally tired. So if you test the ground during the day, at all times of days, even on the same walk, half an hour walk, an hour walk, if you can't keep your hands on the ground, you definitely can't walk your dog's paws on the ground. And if you can't take your shoes and socks off and walk on it yourself, your dog can't walk on it. In the long day, you don't want to leave your dog more than 4 hours. So if someone nips in, gets them out, shade, play, water, wheeze, poos, everyone's happy, everyone's still fulfilled, and can enjoy the weather as well as looking after your dog.